Hi, everyone. Sean Walbin with Secure Cyber Defense, and this is a special episode where we're going to discuss the top cyber tips for IT professionals. I get this question quite a bit. What are some of the top things that I would recommend as a cybersecurity professional to the IT community? So let's go over that list today. Number one is certainly multi-factor authentication, enabling MFA on everything that you can possibly find. Making sure that your Office 365 environment is kept up on and you're watching to make sure that MFA is installed and active on every single email account, regardless of position. And then, certainly looking at all of your social media accounts. We certainly had the Ticketmaster Snowflake issue come up where the Snowflake environments that were being used by organizations were not properly multi-factor authentication protected. As well as looking at anything else. Amazon, maybe use AWS and use an S3 bucket, making sure that your Amazon, your AWS account is protected. So just making sure that you're talking to your user community and properly educating them on what needs to be done from an MFA perspective. But multi-factor authentication, everything. The second thing is investing in user awareness training. This is probably one of the most economical things that you can possibly do. It's also one of the most impactful things you can do by just investing in a decent cybersecurity awareness training platform. We here at Secure Cyber Defense use the Cywareness platform to do that. And we've got to start a culture that gets away from just sending out one training video a year or maybe two, and then doing some phishing training and calling that our security awareness training. I will encourage you to tell you that you need to create a program. Make this a cybersecurity awareness program, making sure you're getting in front of all of the new issues, the new tactics, the techniques, and making sure that your user community is 100% aware of what's going on. The third thing is, and I kind of mentioned it, is starting with a cybersecurity culture, making sure that when you're talking to your executive staff and your leadership about cybersecurity, that they're on board with it, and making sure that executives, especially and the CEO of the company, are definitely on board with cyber, and they're kind of emitting all of the talk track that you're talking about. That the employees are hearing that same talk track from executives as well. So starting with the security culture is very important. The next thing is cyber insurance. I get that a lot. Should we have cyber insurance? And I've even heard organizations, and I've heard people talking, well, since we have cyber insurance, we don't need a cyber program, or we don't need to invest in anything cybersecurity. If you are looking at cybersecurity insurance as a blanket or some type of fire blanket that you can just toss over you to make everything go away if something happens, you are very mistaken. So you've got to look at cyber insurance as a reimbursement for loss, and that's it. So do not look at cyber insurance as some type of service that you get from the insurance company, and start cutting your budget in lieu of having cyber insurance. I will tell you to make sure that you do have it. Definitely make sure you have cyber insurance. Make sure you're looking at the exclusions, and make sure that you have the right coverage. The next thing that I want to talk about is having a plan. This happens quite a bit. Organizations don't have a plan. They don't have an incident response plan. They don't have a disaster recovery plan, or they don't have a business continuity plan. Those are probably some of the top three things that are never looked at. And don't read into this. Even if you just took the time to just sit at lunch with your team and say, let's pretend that we've got ransomware today and all of our servers are down, or one server is down. Just tabletop something. Have a discussion. I would love for you to have a formal incident response plan and have it in writing and all that stuff. But even if you just took an opportunity maybe once a week for 30 minutes and just ran through various scenarios and what you would do to respond, that would be really helpful. And then the last thing that I want to talk about is know what you have. You hear us talk about the CIS controls a lot here on this channel. The CIS top 18 controls are critical. I think that's the easiest way to start. I think that's better than starting with the NIST cybersecurity framework. I think the CIS top 18 controls are easier to digest, and I think they lay it out very nicely for you. But the top 2 controls, know what you have, and software and hardware, know what you have. Those are the most important things. So take an inventory of the software and the software systems that you have, and take an inventory of the hardware and the hardware systems that you have. If you don't know your inventory of software and hardware, there's no way in this world that you can actually respond to an attack, because you won't know where all your equipment is, and you won't know what all the software that you have. And that's all we have for today. Those are the top tips that I would give to a IT professional in regards to cybersecurity. So I hope you found some value in this. We'll put some extra links down in the description. But thank you for your attention, and hey, let's be careful out there.